Welcome, everyone. Today, interesting topic. If you've not heard before, it's all about AI, right? But we're going to focus on how media companies can utilize AI to maximize revenue, right? What are the examples there? How do they go about it? Uh, what is the current ecosystem in which they are operating, why some of the monetization initiatives don't see light of day, and so on and so forth. If you can go.
And should we introduce ourselves?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name's Amy Alba. I have been in this industry pretty much my whole career, over 20 years. I started at Warner Media and worked across ad tech and media supply chain, moved over to consulting and on the tech side, working with a lot of different systems, and now with Microsoft and Capgemini, and we're here to talk about how do we make money from that.
Hi, this is Vishal. Been with Capgemini for 25 years. Been very, very interested in the media industry for the last 5 years, associated with it. I mean, I kind of relate to it with the kind of disruption that retail industry saw about 15 years back. And it's been a very interesting journey in terms of last 5, 7 years, what media companies have been doing with the whole model getting flipped. Looking forward to the conversation. All right, some stats to start with. We believe 450 billion, yes, $450 billion of incremental revenue is the kind of opportunity in the next 3 years that media companies can capture, right? And the clients that we have, whenever we talk to them, they say that, hey, I'm a data-rich media company, but a decision-slow media company, right? And I think that's where the secret is in terms of monetizing, right? Traditionally, for decades, media has operated on the scarcity paradigm. You created content, you sold the content. It was prime time was available for that time only, and you sold the limited ad inventory around that time. Now AI has basically flipped that paradigm and democratized everything, right? It's an anytime, anywhere economy, and there is opportunities for media companies to monetize even better. I think content is still king. It will remain king, but I think content, the way it was used, was as a product, right? And now content is also a signal generator, right? Every pause, every attention, every time you engage with the content is an opportunity to monetize even further, right? And that essentially is what AI is offering in terms of monetizing that additional $450 billion that we talked about, right? An example, right? A sports broadcaster, right? A big stream that one has can quickly, in real time, be translated to 40 local language broadcast premium content, which can be monetized 40 different ways with its own ad inventory and so on and so forth, right? The other example, say you have loads and loads and loads of IP content in your library. AI can quickly tag and make that inventory basically a monetizable asset. So instead of paying rent on storing that content, you're today earning real dollars around it, right? So some of these opportunities, and I wanted to basically ask Amy that how do you see this happening?
Yeah, I think the opportunity, what you said earlier, is that what we're hearing from our customers in the media space is that they're data rich, right? But that just makes it more complicated to track and make real-time decisions on all of that data. So you have a massive asset library, but you're monetizing it in the traditional ways. There's a lot of data around that we're not maximizing to its potential. So I think there's ways that they can take all of that data and streamline it with AI. I think we're seeing, I'll go to the next slide. we're at this crossroad bridge path, right? So what we've seen is a lot of manual work, and then moving towards automating that. Seeing agentic workflows starting to get implemented, focused on operational efficiencies, still working in silos, looking at the financials separately, looking at advertising separately, looking at content and the audiences. So when you're not connecting all three of those kind of main pillars of monetization, you're losing opportunities to grow revenue and find new ways to maximize that revenue model across all of it. So what we're seeing is that you have the backbone there. It's all about having unified data and being able to leverage that to come up with a new way of monetizing with AI. So we saw it like the last decade, right? Changing from linear TV to streaming. Now you're fragmented in all the places you can see it. And you're getting all that data, but it takes a while to get that data in. So we need to get more towards real-time data to make real-time decisions and meet our audiences where they are.
Yep. So in that light, I mean, when we talk to our clients, I mean, they ask us the question, or we ask the question, what's broken today, right? I mean, the technology clearly exists, right? I mean, I think some of the common themes that we hear about, one is monetization is lagging the moment, right? Imagine real game time, 90 seconds to go, and you are at the 30-yard line, right? I mean, that 90-second is a monetizable moment. But your ad decisioning system works on a 15-minute batch program, so you lose the opportunity. The tech was there in the room, but you were not able to monetize, right? I mean, that's what Amy's point was around real-time data insights to make that decision in an automated manner. The other example that I can talk about, or other theme, is this personalization feels incremental. And what I mean by that is, say, for example, a streamer spends 12, 18 months to build a new recommendation engine. Sure, your click-through ratio improves. Everybody says it's a win, but if it's not integrated with the monetization ad decisioning system, the revenue doesn't go up, right? And those are opportunities which are left on the table. How do you really capture those opportunities? What we think where the opportunity is. Amy?
Yeah, and I think there's three main common themes and gaps that we're seeing. And I like to use the F1 formula analogy. So we did the football analogy, now we'll do the race car. You can't run a race car, an F1 formula car, on a gravel road, right? So we're seeing a lot of these pilot AI use cases. Those are the pebbles on the road. We need it to be paved. We need it to be smooth and all connected. So that disconnect is the opportunity for this next era of monetization, and moving away from dashboards to proactive, real-time decisions. So once you're getting that data into a dashboard, you've already missed that opportunity. We need to be faster. So that's kind of those themed areas of where we can improve.
All right. So I mean, from our standpoint, right, there are 4 areas where we feel the monetization opportunity from a prioritization standpoint is the highest. If you look at your content supply chain, right, you think about whether it's, are we moving from football, NFL to NBA? Is that just one feed? I mean, AI can today really create a package around a 12-minute highlights reel, Instagram posts around it, and the whole package will be content and audio reel around it. A whole package is then basically creating an engagement platform which lasts for days, which is all monetizable, right? So these are pieces, and that happens not within the 90 minutes. That happens instantaneously post the 90 minutes, where all this content is available for people to engage with, right? And that's another monetizable opportunity that we think on the content supply chain. I mean, I talked about IP monetizations. How does it become organizational muscle memory to look at their archived pieces of content and monetize that, and not an individual piece of brilliance that, hey, we can pull this as part of this IP conversation when they're talking to streamers. In session advertising, a lot has been talked about it. I mean, my favorite example is that in a soccer game, there are always two sets of fans, right? And if one team is winning or one team is about to score, is it possible for you to, for a beer brand, to do a contextual advertising, one version which is more in celebration, and the other one a little more tensed version, so that you engage with two sets of supporters? I mean, I think the tech again exists, and it means better yield, better results for the advertisers, better yield for the broadcasters or inventory holders, right? Those are opportunities which exist.
Another on the revenue models, right? So I mentioned this earlier too, and it's kind of old news, right? Streaming. So, but what is the next platform? Where is the content going to go? When do we start transitioning from your traditional long form 1 hour, 30-minute show to the highlight reel and moving towards more of a social media style platform? I think Disney Plus is launching that similar user experience on their platform, where you'll be able to kind of scroll through like you would like a TikTok feed, right? And seeing those short form clips. So there's new ways of engaging with the customer and new ways of monetizing that.
And how do we create this? I mean, we've talked about examples. How do we put it in action, Amy?
Yes, I call this the cake. It's a layered cake. So what we've been doing at Capgemini, and with partnership with Microsoft on some pilots, we've had over 100 actually. I think we're at like close to 300 AI agent-driven solutions. So again, I talked about thinking about things in silos. All right, we're going to do this agent, right? It's going to help us optimize this process, and now we're going to be 60% faster. But you're not connecting it all the way through. So now what we're seeing is more of an enterprise agentic orchestration. So connecting your business processes from your content IP licensing all the way through to your distribution and your ad monetization, your audience experiences, taking all of that all the way through and being more proactive with that orchestration. So that's where you see the revenue lift, and that's when you start having your teams focus more on the strategy and finding new ways to increase the revenue versus focused on operational efficiencies. So that end-to-end execution, and then that's where we see the revenue growth. And we're doing that, powered by Azure, AI Foundry, Microsoft Fabric. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but it's not just building another data lake. It's not just unifying your data. You need to have that consistency and taxonomy across your entire business. You have business like your research department and your title management and your program scheduling. They're all using the same titles. It all has to be consistent. So it has to flow through your entire execution. And so having that data foundation layer and then building the AI on top of that and putting the AI workflows and the agentic pieces into your existing user workflows, not having a separate dashboard and report and insights fast. It's actually engaging those contextual insights from AI embedded into the workflow. So you're making that decision, you're getting that data in there faster.
Right. So I think again, from a conclusion standpoint, again, organizational. We talked about this is not like a fundamental transformation that one needs to do. It's a little bit more of the technology allows people to put this and work on top of what they have already built, right? It's more around an operating level change around from a data insight standpoint, not to look at, hey, there is insight, there is decision, and then act. It's more around sense it, then take a decision and act on it, right? Because really the future of monetization is when action meet that exact moment, right? And that's really what we are seeing, where organizations will be able to capture the incremental value that AI has to offer. Thank you.